Hello, hello! So very good to meet you. Hello, hello! So very good to meet you. Hello, hello! So very good to meet you.
Hello, hello. Can you all hear me all right? Sorry I'm late today. Uh, we had to make a last minute doctor's appointment this morning, so I got back from that and then I set up. I make sure the volume's turned down on everything today. I left it up and I had this echo going. I know that one's working, so I don't have to test it. So it's time for the Friday flight, which is now no longer the Friday night flight, which sucks because I really like that name. So it's the Friday flight plan. And usually we play Microsoft Flight Simulator 10, especially since I know all you guys on YouTube really like that. But instead, for those of you who don't know, Microsoft...
Everything is awesome.
Everything is cool when you're part of the team. Everything is awesome when we live in our dreams. So yeah, I was helping Lost with his channel yesterday, little audio video settings, and that was insanely loud. Sarah, thank you so much. Sarah Foster's recruiting more jumpers. Yeah. I like that. Well done. Thank you so much for the host, Sarah, as always. So Microsoft stopped supporting the flight simulator line. They made Flight, which was a laughable attempt at a flight game, period, let alone a flight simulator, which they said it wasn't supposed to be. That being said, however, let's move this down here. Steam still saw it as a viable business model, so they bought up the rights for it, and they are the ones that have been producing it. And they are now working on improving on it. So they have been advertising, we talked about it, I don't know, last week, maybe even the week before, about Flight Sim World, which I went ahead and I got involved with the early access of that. It's pretty limited, but the key difference is the 3D effects, especially near towns and cities. So the formula for how it works, the format, is also a little bit weird. We're going to get rid of that. We're going to get rid of this menu and that menu. We're turn off the airplane and turn off the starting because we're ready to start. I am hoping... Why? There we go. That's better. I am hoping that my controls and everything work, because while I did test it just to make sure everything was in order, I didn't plug the yoke and whatnot in before. Excuse me. Wow. Thank you. And I'm sorry, guys. Wow. I didn't plug the yoke in before I actually started the program, and sometimes that's an issue. I think we'll be fine. So this is it. This is the new interface. Well, the interface for Flight Sim World. And the only thing I did, got into free flight. I set up my home airport. I chose the Monterey Regional Airport in Monterey, California, because it's one of my favorite places. And while the buildings, and you'll see it when we get into it, are very generic, they're at least 3D and not just satellite images from above. A lot of people have been working on, for those of you who don't know, the Flight Sim mod community is an enormous thing. And many people have been working on creating better models for airplanes and more accurate interpretation of the program so it feels more like a real plane flight. But there are problems with actually getting scenery into the game, the background scenery and things like that. And that's what they have been working on. Now, there was a mod, and I was going to try and use it for FSX, where you used Google Earth maps, Google Earth, and you paired it with Flight Simulator 10. And of course, Google Earth, with all of the map and satellite technology that Google has used to create their Google Earth program, is phenomenal. Real images of real airports and streets and houses and neighborhoods. It's all phenomenal. However, there is a great limitation on it because you cannot actually overwrite the data in the game. So it was a multi-window thing you had to do, and you could barely see the flight game itself. So it was more like you just flew over Google Earth, which you can do. Google Earth has its own little flight simulator, which is absolutely terrible, by the way. So this is Steam's update. It's essentially Flight Simulator 10, but with some modifications. So we're going to do a free flight first. Let's pick an aircraft. I thought they had the training aircraft. There we go, the DA-40 Diamond Star. This is one of the most popular aircrafts to train on right now. They're super inexpensive. Weather conditions. I get to pick any condition I want. What I don't like, and I'm hoping will come in later, because this is an early access thing from that Steam's doing, is there doesn't seem to be a real weather thing, and that's one of the things I love about X-Plane and FSX, is you can just pick the current weather. It will go to aeronautical sources, fetch weather data, and feed that into the computer, and that's the weather you experience, which makes it awesome for flying from one location to another, because you actually get a dynamic weather change. I assume, and I'm going to pick fair weather, I assume that if I pick fair weather, no matter where I fly, it's going to be fair weather. So I picked here, right? So Monterey, like I mentioned. However, I don't want to do that today. I want to see if we can go to a bigger airport and get a feel for things. So let's try Los Angeles. Los Angeles International. We'll take a training flight out of Los Angeles. And I didn't try this last time. I'm hoping it works. Yeah, it does. Okay. So in order to play this game, in free flight at the very least, you have to select a departure airport and an arrival airport. So I wasn't sure if it would let me do the same airport, but it does. It shows me. Like, I could just click, boop. That's my flight plan now. I'm gonna fly down to that one, come over here outside the bay, and then fly back. So, and then you hit confirm. And so, aircraft, weather settings, and then your flight plan. Now, you do not actually have to create these flight paths like I have. However, it makes it somewhat more realistic in the sense of creating a flight plan. So normally, if you guys look, you see these 3-bar icons, those are airports. Every one of those blessed things are airports. And then you have other indicators for different types of equipment, radio beacon towers, things like that, that pilots use to navigate. You don't just fly straight for LA from New York City kind of thing, because the curvature of the Earth and rotation of the Earth, the curvature and rotation of the Earth would throw you off, and you'd end up Lord knows where. Probably over the ocean outside of the state of Washington. So, let's see what we can do. This is exactly my second time flying in this game, so take it easy on me. So yeah, you can see down the bottom left says Dovetail Games. They're the ones that are actually doing the programming. And it's very obvious it is heavily based off of Microsoft's Flight Simulator 10. The aesthetic graphics are gorgeous when it comes to the aircraft. The weather's beautiful, and the scenery itself, though, is the big thing. I want to do a few flights at some point. I will map them out ahead of time and do them on a stream, so maybe next Friday or the following Friday. Doing things like flying over monuments like Statue of Liberty, Mount Rushmore, maybe the Eiffel Tower, to get a feel for how far along the scenery is. Sarah, did you add the recruiting jumpers thing? And I'm always worried that the app isn't updating the chat like it should. Hey, there we go. Oh, no, I didn't want to... Oh, okay. That's our airplane. And I have absolutely no sound. So... settings... Oh, there's a bunch of different voices. I didn't do any of this. Audio, okay. So engines are at max. Cockpit. I had the cockpit turned like way down. It was ridiculous. Voice is max. Music. I'm not even hearing any music. Full screen, as it should have been from the beginning. And now I need to check OBS, guys. I want to make sure it didn't cut it off. Oh, looks good. Okay. So the only problem I currently have is no audio. Which I should have realized when there wasn't any menu music. Okay, so unfortunately I'm going to have to relaunch the game. Give me a minute, and I'll do that. It will not take long to do it. No, 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 don't do that. Grr! Alright, I lied. It's going to take forever. Because when I right-clicked, it actually got rid of... it actually closed Steam by accident. Yay! Launch in the game. Does it pick up that? No, it doesn't. Okay. It is loading right now, guys. I'm curious to see what it does and doesn't pick up as the game loads. Okay, well, it picked up that one. And this is an open early access thing, so it's, you know, if you pay into it, you get it kind of deal. So, holy cow. This, like, wrecked all of those settings. Unless my audio output is set to... What the heck? Primary audio device, that's why. I'm just stupid. There, I have the audio. Yay, I'm glad it works though. I'm just stupid and I missed that the first time. Alright, let's reset this up. Aircraft selection, the star. Yay, tons and tons of sounds. I like register everything now. Weather conditions, fair. departure. It was KLAX, and then LAX, confirm, start. I'm not going to do the path. I'm more interested in seeing the airport itself and the surrounding area. So, when I looked at the city of Monterey, which is a relatively small tourist town, it was very generic in the idea that all the buildings, while they seem to be randomly generated in size and color, the color palettes were very bland and simple. Like each floor of a building could be a different color, and it was on a blue-gray kind of scale, I think, or might have actually been blue, gray, red, or blue, green, red, and gray. And you can see that they're generic, which is, in my opinion, that's fine. To render accurate buildings in a location would create two different issues. One, enormous scenery files, and you see how slow it loads now. And this isn't a slow thing just on the part of the game. FSX does this, X-Plane does this, Google Earth does this, and it's because there's just so much data. So I'm really interested in seeing the surrounding area and how it looks on LAX around a bigger town. But at the very least, a big difference between Flight Sim World and Flight Sim 10 is that in Flight Sim 10, the entire town of Monterey was little more than forests. There was a very small conglomeration from satellite image that existed in the most dense part of the town by the bay. Okay, so that's a proper airport. All right, let's my brakes, okay. The other cool thing about the DA40s is they have all glass displays. They do have your basic instrument panels, but that mouse off the screen. Oh no, we're gonna do this again. I need to calibrate this apparently very badly. Up we go. Oh wow, guys, look at that. That is phenomenal. I'm gonna turn this on the other. Slow down. Right there. Now I have been having problems with my computer, so hopefully we don't have that issue constantly. I want to slow way down. Darth Gamer Dude. The best day of my life. Thank you so much for the follow. Welcome to Eden. How are you doing today, Darth? Putting down some flaps. I want to be able to go slow. Pokey, Luna, and Silly, you guys might want to come in and check this out. This is awesome. This is Flight Sim World. Uptel Games and Steam are remaking Flight Sim 10. And this is Los Angeles. Having a problem, guys. I am not turning to the left, okay? I don't think it's an issue with another one. Just want to thank you for giving me the best day of my life. So is that supposed to be digital? Welcome to the channel. Thank you for the follow, man. How are you today? We are flying over Los Angeles now in Flight Sim World. Telltale Games is remaking it basically off of Flight Sim 10, but they're adding an actual three-dimensional world to fly around in. And you guys can already, I know you guys can tell why I love this so much. It's phenomenal. One thing they haven't seemed to implement yet, or perhaps it's just not available on the DA40, is aileron trim. So a left to right trim. So I'm getting the constant twist rotation, which happens in some aircraft due to, especially single engine aircraft. I'm in hospital because of epileptic fits. Well, I hope this doesn't cause a problem. I am sorry that you were in the hospital, man. That sucks. I had a doctor's appointment this morning. But you know what? I tell you what, if there's someplace you'd like to go, put it in the chat, and when we're done flying around LA, we'll go check out that part of the world. I am curious to see how much they've done. So you can still see it's an overlay, right? You can see that looking down at the ground. You see the very flat streets. You see some of the flat houses that they have not flushed out yet. You see the cars, the swimming pools, things like that. It's that Flight Sim 10 satellite imagery. And then they've actually started generating the buildings on top of them. I don't know how. They're not using Google Maps. The buildings are all very generic. If you look at them, a lot of them look the same. Now, more were put into some than others, like the airport, and I'm hoping, okay, we ended up too far right. Here comes the stadium in LA. We're about to enter downtown. I'm also having trouble with the trim. Is it maxed out? There we go. I don't know why. Seems like a lot. Let's see where we are on balance. There we go. Check that out. So yeah, like by comparison, they put a lot more effort into the stadium, into the city, than they did their surrounding towns and neighborhoods where the housing is, and that's just fine. For privacy reasons, probably better. No way! Check it out, they even added actual traffic still. Traffic was in Flight Sim 10, but it wasn't very good. Ooh. I don't have my overlays from Razer, so I'm having trouble getting a... having trouble getting a feel for my frame rate, but something tells me it's pretty low. Nice stuff. Bought Aerofly a few months ago for VR. Wasn't very impressed. The problem with anything VR right now is that the resolution isn't high enough. You know, when you're looking at it like this, it looks awesome. But if I have like a VR set that'll work with my phone, that's it, like a Google Cardboard kind of thing. The other stuff is too pricey for me right now. But if you take that same resolution and you put it just a few inches from your eye, you see the blurriness. This I'm really impressed. Obviously it's early, as is a lot of VR stuff, so I'm also enjoying looking at the overlays and seeing how the city doesn't exactly match up with the satellite imagery, because we got roads just running over buildings and stuff. But I have to say, I really like it. aesthetics as far as mountains and stuff and trees is better. FSX ran off that old. I don't even think you can't even call it a low poly model. They literally took the same image, rotated it 90 degrees, and anchored it on an axis to give the illusion of a three-dimensional object. This is cool. Wilshire building. IBM. That is cool. When this is all flushed out, it is going to be awesome. You know what? I don't know what this is over here. Let's go find out. This one then? Nope, this one? Okay. Anyone in either stream, either Mixer or YouTube, have any idea what this building is? If you're from LA or familiar with LA? It's like another stadium, but it looks like, is that on water? The baseball stadium. Again, I ask, is there baseball stadium in the middle of water, or is that just a lot of concrete? That's weird. Alright, so we're gonna turn around real quick. I'm going to head out to the ocean. I'll put the flaps up and increase the speed so we get there somewhat quickly. Clearly I'm having some frame rate issues. That could be my system. I don't normally have frame rate issues in FSX, but I have also been experiencing quite a bit of trouble with I've also been experiencing quite a bit of trouble with my computer itself. Ow. Alright, let's that nose down. We put a lot of nose up trim. Need to compensate for that now. I would normally do this on my yoke. I do have trim selection. It doesn't seem to be linked up properly. So, start heading right now. Alright, we're pretty much west. Switch out my Vita water for my leftover Pepsi. I love that. I mean, obviously they're still working on it. But that was absolutely great. The airport looked really nice as well. Digital, you weren't very impressed. Do you think it has potential for the VR? Because I am incredibly interested. I would play this on VR if I had the equipment. I don't know that I'll ever stream the VR stuff I want to do, especially with my lame little headset I have. It's as far as Google cardboard style headsets go, it's phenomenal. It's got a proper face mask and cushion. It's sturdily built. It doesn't like pinch your nasal cavity shut and stuff like that, which is a problem for a lot of those devices. Okay, it does look like my trim wheel works. It's just slower than I would even like. When you use the trim wheel in the game, or in the cockpit, this one down here, seems to have a much more dramatic effect. Basically though, I'm trying to get level flight. Losing our heading a bit, but we're okay. I'm just flying west. I'm flying out to the ocean. You guys on Mixer, if you want to get notifications when I stream, you can find me on Facebook and YouTube, as well as Twitter. And Facebook automatically puts a notification up when I stream. So if you go to YouTube and subscribe there, hit the bell icon for notifications. It'll let you know when I stream. Or, of course, you can go straight to Facebook, WingsOverEden, or Twitter, WingsOverEden, and follow there as well, and it will do the same. I didn't put out a manual one, although Luna did put out for me the whole delayed notification because of the doctor's appointment this morning. Didn't do it. Now it seems like the trim wheel is doing way more than it should. Oh man, look at the clouds. I don't know what the ceiling for this plane is, but we're only a few thousand feet off the ground. We have a while before we get to the ocean, so we're gonna go up through the clouds. I want to see. I know there is ooh, no, that I did not want that. Oh crap, hit the wrong button. Yeah, I'll leave it there. I like it there. Let's see if we can get in the clouds. I know there is an animation for having like water droplets and stuff on the windows. So seems to be a heck of dead zone on my joystick. This is a pretty small plane. I'm guessing it'll do fine climbing at 80. So that's where I'm going to try and keep it. That left drift is terrible. Again, I don't know if I need to calibrate my yoke with the game or what, but it's like 15. Probably I'm gonna stay closer to 10 to 12 and a half. Slowing down too much. Water now. What happens when you get up high enough? I want to fly through the clouds, see how it goes. Right now I'm putting a lot of back pressure on the stick and a lot of achievement high hopes for what, hitting 8,000 feet. I guess you guys don't get to see the stream overlay. I'll have to, or the Steam overlay. Okay, so we're above the lower level of clouds. When there are clouds, 5,000 feet is a pretty standard. And I'm afraid to say the phrase standard because there's no such thing when it comes to the weather. But a 5,000 foot ceiling is a pretty typical thing on a somewhat cloudy day. We picked fair weather, but we did not pick clear skies. So. Drifting left, but I'm going to let it because I ended up way off my west heading. I don't want to let it too much, holy cow. The water is nearly south of us for where we ended up, so come on. I hope everything updated on YouTube as well. I know the stream name and everything was wrong. I did update it afterwards. Okay, so we're at almost 11,000 feet, and we haven't hit that upper layer of clouds. We may need a more powerful aircraft to do it. Because a tiny plane like this, above 12,000 you need supplemental oxygen. So I wonder if it'll take that into account. Let's find out if it tries to make us black out. Oh, that looks great. Did an awesome job with this. This is just awesome. It is somewhat accurate. The north side, which is that direction there, the north side of Los Angeles is a huge national park. Alright, so we're above 12,000. It doesn't seem to be having any ill effect on the pilot. It's not like simulating us blacking out or anything like that. So I don't think that's an issue. It's about to nose down a lot. We're going to trim the heck out of it. Alright, let's have a look. Where are we? That's not too bad, actually. Alright, so let's go take a look at some water. It'll take us a couple of minutes to get down. I completely cut the throttle, so I know it's a flight simulator. We could just dive, but we're also still over the land. I know sometimes it's hard to tell when you're in an airplane, if any of you guys are pilots, but there it is. It's there. You can see it easier on this glass display, or the positioning system. So I seem to have done a pretty good job trimming the airplane. We have a beautiful view. There are those clouds. Probably not going to return to the airport. We're probably just going to end the flight when we're finished. So Dovetail Games, check out my channel and listen to what I'm saying. I would love to see a Maverick 1 jet in here. Even better if it has the WingsOverEden logo on the side, because that'd be freaking awesome. But no, the Maverick 1 jet is by far my favorite business/personal jet. There's several orders in for them. They have range capable of making it an international business jet, which is difficult to do without spending tens and tens of millions of dollars. And I think the price is sitting around $1 to $3 million to the aircraft right now, which is awesome. All right, let's trim down a little bit. I'm gonna have to see if so engine rotation and torque is a real thing in real aircraft that causes the airplane to constantly pitch to the left because of the direction of rotary air engines. However, it's normally compensated for now in most aircraft, if in no other way than aileron trim options. And when I looked at the settings, there didn't seem to be an aileron trim option. There's only an elevator trim option. Alright, let's dive down and check out the water. I'm having to put a lot of down on this to keep it doing that. That hum, that's a real hum. You get that in an airplane under no power when you actually dive, not necessarily when you descend, because you don't descend an aircraft normally by pointing it at the ground. You just slow down, keep it flat, and it kind of just loses altitude. The best way I can think to describe it to you guys. Oh, I see a boat. Oh, that's a crazy, scary noise. Ooh, okay, the aircraft is shaking fiercely because we are hitting its limits. They must have actually put stress in, which is cool. There are a lot of little bugs down there. That's awesome. Still almost 7,000 feet above it. Ooh, there's our clouds. We will entertain clouds for a second, shall we? That is excellently well done. I mean, that is very well done. Dovetail, I like it. Good job. Good job. Alright, let's scare the crap out of myself again. In reality, in an airplane, you would never go more than a few degrees below down. You may go 10 to 15, maybe in some even 20 degrees up, but you would, oh my god, that's terrible. Holy smokes. This is awesome. Well done. Level out, slow down, stop the shaking. Now you really want to impress me? Let me see a couple of breaching whales. Just so you guys know, I have to put a lot of forward pressure on the stick to get it to do that. Look, hands off, that's what it wants to do. It does not approve of the insane speed. Now as it slows down, the nose will drop. It'll go for a happy medium. We don't want it to go down too much though, so let's pitch it over a little bit. The water looks nice. I like it. Doesn't look anything incredible. I would say that the best way to measure the water though would be to come back and rerun it in like stormy conditions when there would be large swells and things of that nature to see if that type of thing has been implemented yet. Alright guys, excuse me just a moment please. I have a phone call and I have to take it. Alright, sorry about that guys. Boo call, we got a lot of crazy crap going on lately, so. I don't know why it does this, but it kicks out. Fix this guys. It kicks out a full screen every time that I have to go off and do something else. Alright, so this, oh crap, I hit the wrong button. I gotta do it again. It doesn't even say maximized. Alright, weird. What's it gonna do? Okay. Remember guys, anything could change anytime. Alright, so we're back at it. I'm trying to get a super close look at the water. Probably too far out for any boats. I see some boats over there. Little glints. I guess we could head over that way. Or do max flaps. Just a little bit of throttle. This plane is great for practice, like in real life, because it goes like 45 miles an hour. Well, 50 I think, safely flying. But I can do it with and without flaps, which is weird. That's not normally a thing. Yeah, I don't know what that is over there. Is it supposed to be reflections that's kind of glitching? Are there boats out there? I don't know. We shall see. back to turning over pretty hard in order to keep it straight, which didn't actually work all that well before. It's reflections. That's cool, guys. They have the towers and stuff reflecting off the water, I believe. Alright, so we're like super freaking low. 20 feet above the water. We're basically a boat at this point. I'm gonna kick up the throttle just a bit. We don't want to go down into the water. Oh, we're gonna crash. I'm gonna crash. I'm flying too low. There we go. I was hoping for some boats, but I don't think I'm gonna get them. There's one over there. We're 60 feet above the water at least now. That's a little better. I'd be interested to see. J-Mark, what game is this? Welcome back, J-Mark. On Friday I do flight sims. And normally we were doing FSX, which was, the rights were bought by Steam for FSX. And they are having Dovetail Games update Flight Sim 10 into a new Flight Sim World. This is it. Alright, the boat. I'll take the boat. This is super early access. Just want to point that out. Thank you. Since you weren't here earlier, if you like, I can refly real quick over LA so that you can see the difference. Are you familiar with any of the Flight Sim series, J-Mark? Oh, there is a sailboat. Awesome. That is phenomenal. About half. It's driving me crazy pulling up like that. Stop it. Bad airplane. Yeah, so if you're familiar with Microsoft Flight Sim 10, which is from like 2006, then you'll know that a while after that, I want to say probably 2010-ish, Microsoft said they'd no longer be supporting it. They created the flight game, which was terrible. It didn't even make a good game, let alone a good flight simulator. So Steam, a few years ago, bought the rights to Flight Sim 10, and they put it on here. When they first got it, they made a lot of changes to make it actually run on more assistance better, and they did a good job of it. And now they have Dovetail Games making Flight Sim World, and that's what this one is. So it looks a lot like Flight Sim 10, and if you didn't fly like Flight Sim 10 okay, I gotta fix this trim. It's being a real pain in my butt. if you didn't fly FSX every day like I do, then you probably might not notice that it's different in FSW. But the graphics and the displays and the coloration, all phenomenal. So this is actually LAX airport we're flying over now. That's where I took off from. They did a great job of recreating it. The big difference between Microsoft Flight Sim 10 and Flight Sim World is the three-dimensional scenery. And Flight Sim 10 had a few fleshed out airports, some of the bigger ones, stuff like that. But they didn't have any real buildings and cities and stuff. It was not good. So these are the neighborhoods that you see around the airport. And these ones have actually been created really well. My home airport in the game is KMRY, which is Monterey Regional Airport, Monterey, California. I set that one up as my home airport because I love Monterey. However, the buildings there are all randomly generated looking kind of things. The coloration's weird. They're all kind of just boxes with slightly peaked roofs. But it's better than FSX, where it was just the satellite image. What's funny about this is if you look close enough, and it's hard to tell here because they've done such a good job with it at this point, the image is still underneath there. They just built the buildings on top of it. They designed the buildings on top of the satellite imagery. And it does, you will notice it elsewhere. So I offered Darth Gamer Dude the option to put in a request for where he'd like me to fly. So if there's a place you want to see in the game, this is only my second time playing it. I played it by myself in Monterey to see if it met my requirements, and it's definitely on the way there. It's early access. But if there's a place you want to see, we can end the flight and we can head over there as well. I'm curious to see if they've already put in like national monuments, you know, Mount Rushmore, Statue of Liberty, the Eiffel Tower, you know, Stonehenge, all those kinds of things. I'm really glad that Steam picked up FSX. A lot of people were complaining because if you want to play with friends who bought it on Steam, you have to buy the Steam version. So, but I didn't have a problem with that because all the communities I belonged to before, when Microsoft stopped supporting the software, they kind of started to fizzle out and die. You had the few hardcore guys that were there 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, you know, running the servers and stuff. But the number of people you need to play, have a lot of fun, you know, you require a decent number of people, and you just can't get that when companies stop supporting their software, unfortunately. My kingdom for aileron trim. Like, seriously? It's driving me nuts. Alright, let's slow way down. And obviously it's not complete yet. Like I said several times, it's early access. But this Los Angeles isn't even complete yet, I don't think. I didn't see anywhere in their information where they said they were like, we're done with this section. You know, it's always like added this, added that. And I think that's the way most game developers go, because if you support a game, you're never really done with it. So as I flew over Los Angeles before, I started to notice those satellite images I was talking about. They were beneath the buildings and stuff. but they didn't line up, so it was really funny. And I don't know if they're basing it off of, maybe it's like old satellite imagery, and now, you know, you have these huge 8-lane highways that weren't there at the time the image was taken, or whatever. But, I mean, I have to say, this looks great. It is so boring to fly in FSX over some of the areas, like cities where there ought to be huge buildings and stuff, and really all there is an image, flat image on the ground, and maybe, you know, 24 buildings. I think I actually flew around Los Angeles once, or maybe it was San Francisco, and there were only like 20 buildings actually built. What is that one? We flew over the stadium earlier, the baseball stadium and the football stadium. I have no idea what that is. Don't think I'm gonna be able to read it. You guys can pause there. Something center, that's all I got. First interstate building. Yeah, this game looks good in graphics, and they want it almost like a real plane. Yeah, that is, there's the IBM building again. That's the big thing. There's the baseball stadium over there. We can head over there. I'm loving on the graphics. Now you can see right here, I don't know how bad, yeah, you can see it. Unfortunately, my Razer Cortex overlay isn't up. And I have no idea what my frame rate is, but if I had to guess, I'd guess it's below 30 right now. It's still functional, which means they've optimized it wonderfully to run. But yeah, so there's some flat locations. The roads don't meet up. They don't line up with where they should, kind of thing, it looks like. This looked like the baseball stadium was on water. I'm not sure what that's about. Maybe it's parking, and it just hasn't been fully flushed out yet. But they did a good job. Now, if I fly over and see a ball game in there, I'm going to lose my mind. What was the aw man for, J-Mark? Alright, so we're going to end the flight, and we're going to do another one. Yes, I want to quit the flight. Oh, I failed. So, in this game, something I like a lot is that you have to set up a proper flight plan. Now, for me, I had this tiny training airplane. I said I'm going to go from LAX, go back to LAX. If you set up that and then or multiple markers along the way, which is super easy to do via the map, they did a great job implementing that. You have to go from one location to the next, to the next, to the next, until you actually complete your flight plan. I gotta go. I wish I had more time. Anyway, bye. I'll see you later, J-Mark. You can always check out the recording later if you like. Have a good day, man. Enjoy yourself. Ah, delicioso. Oh yeah, so I did start the training. Obviously you can see that here. I hate it. Because it's in a Piper tail dragger, and I don't like tail draggers. Bullseye. Somebody be playing with my buttons. I like it. Alright, while I look, does anyone have a request on where we should go fly? I really want to take the Malibu out. You know what, let's just do the 42 Twin Star. This is a multi-engine training plane. Also very capable of flying slow and at decent speeds as well. We're just going to leave it fair weather again. And let's see. see about going from London. Yeah, there. Now the zoom works. Check that out. Isn't that not awesome? Alright, so I'm not going to do it that way because I want to go to Paris. Hey. Heading of 147. Estimated flight time, 1 hour and 8 minutes. Woo. You guys up for that? Do I have time? I should have time. I got time. Or do we just go to... No, I'm curious. I want to see how they flushed out London. And we'll fly over the channel and land in... well, maybe land. Or just fly around Paris. Get in here. Before we take off, I'm going to see if there's a settings option. Now this one may not lean to the left. While you still have the rotary issue, the rotation torque is more pronounced on single engine aircraft because there's nothing to balance them out. On multi-engine aircraft, it's not set on the center of the plane's axis, so it is more balanced and has less to no effect. So before that, let's check out controls, calibration. Let's reset the defaults. Throttle axis 0. Okay, rudder. Can you guys turn that down a bit? Alright, I'm looking for any more information on trim. Yeah, they just don't have... They just don't have trim for the ailerons. So hopefully they get that in there, because I really want that in there. That's okay though. Realism. Custom, huh? Easy, medium, hard. Crashes, aircraft collision. I'm not going to do random flight failures. Random flight failures is great if you are practicing. If you're doing sim time, because it manages or it exercises your crisis control. GFX, if I would have put that on, our aircraft would have been torn to crap. Auto mixture, unlimited fuel, stress damaged is engines. Okay. Show compass. There's a compass in the aircraft, so like I don't know. Here's all the people in Dovetail working on the game, or at least all the ones worthy of mentioning. I can't specify because, you know, it's not me who put them in there. And all the staff of Dovetail Games. Yep, people got left out. Boom, there we go. A profile, yay, there's me. Yep, my home airport. Audio we messed with. Display, I think we're good on. General, show log and air traffic control menu. Open, auto open air traffic control window. Use pilot voice. Pilot voice. I don't, we're gonna be female.
Roger.
Oh, no, Janet.
Copy.
Whoa.
Roger. Copy that. Roger. Copy that. Copy.
I don't like that one. That one's creepy.
Roger. Copy that.
I actually like that one. I'm gonna leave it. So, unit of measurements. Now, you can change this. I guess I would say hybrid is the best. I don't know why there's inches. All pilots around the world use the same method. We all use feet for elevation, but when we're talking pressure and stuff, we don't go inches. So, weird. All right, let's see what London looks like. Did it say we were in Heathrow? Is that where we were? London Heathrow? Seriously, is this what London's airport actually looks like? 'Cause I wouldn't know. I don't have a clue. Alright, let's get a feel for this aircraft. I've never used it either. Pretty simple, single stick. Rudder pedals. All glass interface, just like the other. Lots of pretty buttons. Alright, let's go. Alright, we definitely have the left thing because it affects you on the affects you on the ground as well. Speed is high enough, so we will pull back gently. Away we go. Wow, this pulls hard. I don't like it. You guys gotta fix this. I wanna go slow. Go full flaps. Oh, that's fantastic looking. So anyone ever been to London? Can you tell me? Been to London, live in London, whatever. Can you tell me, is London this green? There's the city. It just launched me over the suburbs. That's what happened. Well, I definitely want to go back. I want to check out the city. If you look on the right-hand side glass display, you'll notice that while the map rotates around the direction of the airplane, that there's a purple line. That is our heading to get where we want to go. This thing is pitching over ridiculously. Okay, it does pitch when I turn, so it must be something in the game mechanics. It's not a miscalibration of my joke. Oh, that looks so cool. Some nose up trim. Not to pull on the stick so much. Could be a gear thing. Sometimes when the landing gear is down in the aircraft, it affects it so negatively that it causes all kinds of issues. Could be that. Getting any sort of notification. What do we have here? Parking brake off. Defrost off. Cockpit heater off. What's this? rudder, yaw, and trim. Crikey, guys. Okay, so I did put the landing gear up when we took off. Here's the airport, some old factories. That's London. That is phenomenal looking. Well done. Well done. Tell guys, I am loving on your game. Good job. Now they do specify that it is in no way meant to be a flight sim trainer, which was something that Microsoft had outed out about theirs. They're like, oh, it's so good it could be a flight sim trainer. And to be fair, they did implement similar software in actual modular cockpits and things of that nature for flight sim training. But they didn't just straight up take the game, throw it in there and say, oh yeah, totally an effective flight sim training. Flight sim training emulator. And this plane is fast. Alright, so I'm going to muscle this thing around because of the constant left bank, which is insane. You never want to go more than 20 degrees. If I hands off, we're about 18. Okay, there's 20. We're banked so much, we're starting to crash. I'm going to max the throttle, give us more lift, but I'm not touching it. And it's still just keeling over. Flaps up the whole way. We want to get our max speed. I gotta say, this is well done. I'm loving on the city stuff, guys. You did a good job. Now explain to me why there's so much apparent rotation torque in these aircraft that causes an insane left bank at all times. I did have the same problem with FSX for a really long time. Really long time. All I'm trying to do, guys, is get at least somewhat close to our original flight plan. Quite at 147. We are climbing way slower than I would like. But I'm at max throttle. And the landing gear's up and the flaps are retracted. So, having never had any sort of training, real or simulated, on a DA-42 Twin Star, I don't really know safe climbing speeds, angles, but I bet we could push it at least to 10 degrees. Very common to go 10 to 15, basically, you know, cut the difference 12 and a half. Looks like we're little bit. Now, in the DA40, we weren't able to get very high very quickly. So I'm hoping that the Twin Star has the power that's required to get up over the 12,000 feet easily. It may not, because it's still not designed for that as a training aircraft. Wobble, but is way off course. A few degrees over an hour is probably hundreds of miles. Someone do the math, throw it in one of the chats, let me know. Let me know what 1 degree of difference is over 1 hour of travel at 140 knots. Nice to get higher. We tested out the clouds when we were flying over the bay at Los Angeles. The low-level clouds around 5,000 feet were phenomenal. They were well done. They didn't put any moisture on the cockpit windows. I was a little bit disappointed in that. It's something that probably should have happened. But it really does depend on the weather itself, how much moisture there is, things of that nature. So. Last cockpits are awesome because of all the data you need is there. However, I do have a problem with the fact that I can't see any of it. It's so small on the screen. Where VR would be awesome. Come on, stop. Constantly struggling with this thing. Keep it. Point. I look away and it's giving me crap. I'm still holding it, guys. I'm holding it in the same place I was before. I did not move my left hand. What is that all about? Oh my gosh, they put us so far off. Alright, so Flight Sim World, I got a problem, man. You guys have got to fix that. I don't know if it was a coding thing, because like I said, it happened in FSX in the beginning. It was a very common thing. At first I thought it was a calibration issue, then I thought, well, it's the type of aircraft. But to be fair, with a twin-engine rotary, where the engine's mounted on the wings and not in the middle of the plane, it shouldn't be near as drastic, and it is easily works. Drop it, we reach about 8,000 feet. Extra careful. You know what? I won't even do that. I'll use this to look around. You guys can see the clouds out there. They really look awesome. Those windswept clouds, those ripples mean clear skies, but turbulent conditions a little bit. And we're still over land. We haven't even reached the edge of the water yet. And I'm not sure what the distance is to the water, so we could be here a while. Like I said, though, the flight was supposed to be about an hour. Trying to let this hard roll that it has constantly adjust us back on course. Try and hit a button. Okay, I'm going to pause and check out the controls. That is not something that I wanted to do. So performance, cruise 156 knots, endurance 7 hours 21 minutes, fuel quantity 2109. That's because of the unlimited, I'm sure. Distance 176 kilometers, or nautical miles. I don't know why I said kilometers. That's knots. This is nautical miles. Estimated flight time 1 hour and 4 minutes. It doesn't give. Oh, I guess we could. Oh no. Go back. You can save it. Flight file name. So London to Paris. Just save that. That's easy enough. I'm trying to make sure I'm not missing anything, guys. It is really bothering me having to hold this over so very, very much. And the fact it says calibrate keyboard is bugging the crap out of me. It also says controller type calibration, and there's no actual calibration to be seen. So let's do... let me change this. I want to put the null zone. I'm going to make it bigger. For the elevator. No. For the aileron. 278. It had a 278. Put it at like 6. I'm curious to see if it's possible that it's something in the yoke and the controls. I really don't think it is, but if it is, something like that should fix it. There should be a huge dead zone in the yoke now. So. Oh wow, it is a huge dead zone, and it is definitely not the controller. Okay, guys, I'm gonna take a 5-minute break. We're pushing 11:30. I'm gonna move this down towards 1. I might leave this one at 2. I don't want to be randomly changing the elevator at all times. So I'll be back in a few minutes. All right, I'm going to just go use the restroom, get another drink, things of that nature. So I'll be back in 5, guys. You should take a break as well. Get up, stretch your legs. Okay, guys, I am back. The racing signal. Thank you so much for the tip. I'm a member of Deltava and Fly FS 9.1. Cool. Is incorrect polling for your controller needs to be fixed via config. Yes, and the problem was this is Flight Sim World. It's a new version, basically, of Microsoft Flight Sim 10. Or at least it's based off the same technology that Dovetails Games has created. However, finally, while I was on my break, I took the time, and you know what? I'll turn it on so you guys can see it. Turn off my tiny little airplane, and I found the controls. So when I went to controls, this was here. I didn't realize it before. It comes up. It says Event Category Basic Controls. I did not realize it before, but so I went to all events, and everything I needed was in here. Check it out. Aileron trim, which we might need to use a lot of in this flight. However, I also found in the list recentering the controls. The problem with that is that it'll probably only work when the simulation is not paused, and it probably needed to be done before we took off. So if we cannot recenter the controls, we have the option of restarting. And I don't really want to do that. I'd like to finish it. Although I don't know why the flight time doesn't seem to be counting up. Maybe it's because it's actually for the whole aircraft for maintenance purposes, not timing purposes. So if it doesn't recenter the controls, then we're probably going to have to add a lot of aileron trim, but at least we know how to do both things now. So okay, it did not recenter for us. So let's see if we can add enough right aileron trim to compensate. Let's get back on path. Our heading's off. Ooh, that was a lot. We're still off a little bit, but I'm more worried about getting the aileron trim down. We can do that to compensate for the simulator at the moment. So yeah, there's an option to... Aha, yeah, I know, right? And the thing is, I found it by looking, I just Googled it real quick on my break, and it came up in an 8-year-old FlightSim.com post for Flight Sim 10. Okay, it looks like I got the trim way too much now. But yeah, so if you guys are playing FSX, or you're playing Flight Sim World and you're having this problem, apparently all you need to do while you're sitting on the runway before you take off is press the number 5. I don't know, does maybe numlock need to be on? It said num 5, so I assume it just means 5 on the number pad. Alright, so we might be really close to having a flyable airplane here. Felt like there was too much trim. Now there feels like there's not enough. I need to turn up the brightness on my phone here, make it easier to see you guys. There we go. And Racing Signal, I am sorry that I did not see you join the chat earlier. And I appreciate the help. I just couldn't figure out how to configure it. The new menu and stuff, so. See, this is strange now. So we added a lot of right aileron trim to compensate for the left drift, which is apparently just, you know, an issue with the controls needing to be reset. now it seems we have some right drift, even though that right drift wasn't compensating for left drift that we had before. But this is so much easier. Is this the default plane? Technically, no. They only have about, I want to say, 7 aircraft available right now. This is the DA-42 Twin Star. It's a very popular training aircraft for multi-engine purposes. I guess, I mean, it is one of the included aircraft, if that's what you mean. Does that answer your question? Made it up to 12,000 feet, guys. I know. So, like I said, all the technology is based off of Flight Simulator 10. However, it is gorgeous. It looks phenomenal. And how long have you been here? Because one of the key features of this that I did like so much in Flight Sim World, which is early access from Dovetail, one of the things that I did like so much is the scenery that they have. And Flight Sim 10, if you're familiar with it, well, you said you play 9.1, right? Flight Sim 9, yeah. Right, FS 2000, right, okay. So, they didn't really have a whole lot of buildings anywhere. Even in the big cities, there wasn't that much flushed out scenery. And it sort of made it a little boring, at least for me, to fly over cities, monuments, mountains, and stuff like that. It was still a lot of fun because I love flying, but that's beside the point. Jiggling the yoke to see if we still have too much trim set. This is so much easier though. Yeah, we were like flying over Los Angeles earlier, and we just flew out of London, and that looked awesome. They've done a great job. So I am going to have to keep an eye on it. I'm not able to trim it perfectly. Let's get back course. You know, one tick left and then I start drifting left, one tick right, I start drifting right. So, no big. I know it has an autopilot, but I don't have the experience in any simulator to even try using it, to be honest. We'd have to push buttons and try and figure it out, which would almost certainly end in me crashing the airplane. So. One of the other things I would like to find is, sure like the gauges. I know. Now, well, are you familiar with the Diamond Series aircraft, training aircraft? Because the all glass displays and stuff are standard in those. I think they use the GS1000s or 6000s. Skyrim's new system, I think it's 1000. And when I say new, I mean new like 10 years ago. But because they're becoming so prevalent in all kinds of aircraft, since you can use an iPad now as a glass instrument display for your personal, aircraft, they've made them standard. But I like that they kept at least the most basic gauges. We could get up some speed if we wanted. We're at 14.5. Could work on leveling off. ticks down. Have you tried to split it to a 360-degree spin? No. I don't yank and bang stuff in the game. You know, in order, but I did do an insane dive for the fun of it. Well, not for the fun of it. I was actually just trying to get down to see the aesthetics on the water, the boats, things of that nature. When we were over the Pacific Ocean in Los Angeles. And the water's okay. I said I need to go out during a storm and see if there are swells and things like that. Place my mouse pointer over one of the buttons out of habit. That's awesome. Oh, well done. That is hilarious. So yeah, this is one of the basic planes, but I assume at some point, and I assume that point will probably be rather soon, that you'll be able to bring in other aircraft as well. It just makes sense to me. So I wonder if I could get this trim. Wow, we are so off again. I wonder if I could get this trimmed as close as I could and then hit that reset on the controls. I'm guessing the answer is probably not that. Yeah, so right now we took off out of London and we're headed to Paris. You should have been able to see that on the break while I had the menu up a bit. Alright, we're going to hit numpad 5 again. I guess now that I have the aileron trim put in, though, I won't really know. That would be a selling point in the final release is modability. I don't see any reason that they won't. For starters, you seem to be familiar. Flight sims have been modded since the dawn of time. Since they existed, they have been heavily, constantly modded. And I don't think anyone's ever going to stop that, you know? Releasing the information and then pulling it in is just kind of a basic thing. Plus, this is already built off of Flight Sim 10, which you can get for Steam. In theory, in my brain, I don't know how much they've actually changed programming-wise. And I honestly don't think it's that much, going off of my very short experience in the game, the 2 times that I've flown in it, today being the second. I don't see why you couldn't just bring in a Flight Sim 10 aircraft into FSW. I don't see any reason you can't. Now, they may have changed formats and stuff, so maybe we'll have to wait for the Flight Sim community to catch up on that. But I think it'll definitely be a good selling point. Yeah, I've actually been in a Diamond aircraft, and the seats are really nice. One of the things I like is that they're made out of modern fabrics. You know, a lot of big international flyers and stuff, and a lot of even hobbyist pilots, they'll go out of their way. Oh my god. Okay, I gotta manually get this back on course because it's driving me crazy. They go out of their way to get the sheepskin, the sheep's wool seat covers. I hate those things. I get that they're soft, they're low abrasion and stuff, but they're so warm. And you know what? but in a big, you know, in a big airliner, fine. You have the you have the air conditioning to deal with that. But when you're in a small plane, you're lucky if you're not boiling on a sunny day. Kick that over a little bit more. I should have held my bank a little longer. There we go. I think Take-Two doesn't produce flight sims. They definitely would stop mods as they recently have with Grand Theft Auto 5. I've never played Grand Theft Auto. It just didn't really interest me. But I didn't even know you could mod it. There's so much insane crap in Grand Theft Auto. What would you put in there? Gotta get some more nose down trim going on. I love how my trim adjustments on my yoke are so minute, but you turn that trim wheel just a little bit in the airplane and it pitches down and everybody dies. Just holding it in place so it'll stabilize, and then we'll see. Said that our speed, our cruise speed was 147 knots, I think, or maybe it was 140 knots, and the distance between London and Paris was 147 nautical miles. I don't either. That's why I don't play it. Now, as far as killing goes, it depends. I mean, I love playing Halo. I'm looking for a new zombie survival game. I found. Whoop. Major lag. I found Brain Bread 2. I checked that out yesterday. And then there's Infection, the new Z, which I think I like a lot more. I'm probably going to be playing that on Monday. Okay, I'm going to pause this and see if there's a spike in my PC. It's probably a computer thing. I doubt it's a simulator thing, especially since we're over water now. It's got to render so much less. I'm guessing it's just my computer. I've been having a lot of trouble with it. It can't keep up with my games. Yeah, that's what it is. OBS is using 98% or 70%. Alright, so we gotta fix that. I forgot. Where's OBS? I've been having to set the affinity manually for OBS every time. I restrict it to 3 or 4 cores, so it's not taking over all 8. Okay, it's back down to 20%, so we should be fine. There we go. Much better. Alright, let's center. How far off did that put us? Quite a bit. get back on track. LFPG distance 121 nautical miles. 47 degrees, tracking 154. Did you have a question, Luna? Can I have one first? Or you guys eat them all? Because y'all went nuts on them yesterday. I didn't blame it on you, I blamed it on Katie, I thought. You ate some, right? You ate one? You just said you ate one. She's lying now, guys. She was so full of it, she's like, I didn't eat your whole bag of Yorks yesterday. I got those thinking they would last me like a month. It came to life. That's something I don't know if you can do here. You mentioned weight in the chat. I don't know if you can alter the weight of the aircraft. Now look how little that changes. Alright, so now that I have a feel for it, oh yes, let's nosedive into the ocean. That would be a great thing to do. Actually, we're pretty good where we are. So. Holy cow, we're so far off. This would have been a lot easier had I found that unlock 5 button at the beginning. Tracking 143-ish, and we're going to let it settle out wherever it wants. I hope it lets you after fuel and payload. Yeah, I didn't look to see if those settings even existed in here. It was something I didn't really mess with too much in Flight Sim X. However, when I was trying out jets, I would make them heavier, because I found they were much easier to control if the plane was weighted down a bit. So I'll definitely check that out for next week. Managed to get to about 125 knots, which is pretty good. It says it should be able to do more. I can barely make out these glass displays without shoving my face up against my monitor, guys. So I can't really tell what our headwind is, or if there's a headwind or anything else. Bank the other direction, hopefully we come out of the bank, it'll be nice and lined up. Descending a little bit, we're at 16,000. Definitely going to need a better plane to get up there. Not better, but more powerful. I don't mean better. On the heading of 138 now. as we approach, I'll come out. You are back! Liam Lovell Chesterton. Welcome back. I know these flights get kind of long, so if you guys want, especially those of you on YouTube, you can jump over to Mixer as well, mixer.com. I dual stream both at the same time, always, unless there's a real streaming issue. And over there I have my sound play with, as well as the in-chat games. You guys can try your luck. Uh-oh, we got another pause immediately before that throws us off. Another don't know why. Oh, look. So I've been having trouble with my problem is the best one I could afford. However, it's 8 years old and a lot of things have changed. I game and stream on the same PC. Holy cow, that's a lot I am. Okay. Looks like it itself. Maybe, yeah. 146, 147. Hey, we actually hit a heading of 147. Now, can I keep it? Probably not. But hey, for the time being, we're on it. So, yeah, if you guys want, jump over to mixer.com. You guys can play those games. There's not enough people for you to play with. I'll get Pokey in on it. She likes going in there and trolling my channel all the time. We drifted 3 degrees off in what, 30 seconds? That's my alarm. But I don't care. So much easier since we found the aileron trim. Thank goodness. Another 3 degrees off. Did the stream freeze on YouTube? Services tell me if it looks like it's completely locked up to you. I got green lights for streaming, but on the restream it looks... Ding, stewardess. It looks laggy as can. Oh, I know why. Pokey, I need you to turn that crap off. I'm sorry, guys. Pokey tried to take over I also have a stream going on in there. Silly, please turn it off. And then go tell Luna the same thing, just in case. Sorry for the delay, guys. They all got bored, they went and did their own thing. Every one of them was doing something online, sucking up my bandwidth. Hopefully that fixes it. Alright, it's getting better, it's getting better. Okay, I see it. Friggin' phenomenal. There we go. I am so sorry about that, guys. Everything should be back up and running. Looking great for you. Alright, now I'm off again, so we're gonna pop this back over to 147, hopefully. 3, 4, 5. Come on, I need those last 2 degrees. Come on. 6. And 7. Alright. So hopefully we can maintain this. I don't mind flying parallel to the path, but that was crazy. It's no problem. Yeah, if you guys start to experience that, the only way I know is if you tell me. I don't have the setup that I would need. I don't have a 2PC 4-monitor system set up so that I can monitor the streams. So if you guys have problems like that, throw that crap in the chat. I try to pay attention to chat as much as possible. It's my favorite part of streaming. That's why I do it. It's a lot more fun to play games with other people, even if those people are just telling you how much you suck at the game. For instance, can you fly straight? We managed to fly so far off at this point, the heading has officially changed to get to the airport to 148. I think I'm going to trip 149. I did. That's okay. I'm okay with YouTube likes to have 100% of your bandwidth. Actually, that's not it. Racing Signal. I don't know where you're from, but you know I'm friends with several streamers, especially on Mixer, because the Mixer community is super helpful and smaller. YouTube, there are just so many people out there. But my problem is actually my available bandwidth in my area from my internet service provider. I only have one. You'll never guess who. It's Comcast. But like, I have friends in Germany who stream, and they have like a 50 megabyte down speed and a 50 megabyte upload speed, and they're paying like $35 a month, you know, U.S. equivalent. And here in the United States, in Western Pennsylvania, I have a 250 megabyte down speed. So yeah, we didn't have problems while they were out there watching stuff together, but when all 3 of them start watching, you know, one was playing a different game and 2 others were both watching videos, no doubt, on top of which I am re-download. I stream the Mixer, and then I take what you see on Mixer and I stream that to YouTube. Mobile web tested. I'm getting the numbers I'm supposed to. I'm just not getting the numbers I want. That's what it comes down to. So I get like 250 meg down speed on a really good day. I think my actual numbers are like 175 or 200, but my up speed is 10. 10. And I'm paying 2 to 3 times as much as the guy in Germany. And it's ridiculous. and I've contacted Comcast, and they're unwilling to flex or update or anything in the area. So basically, I've signed up for, and I try to promote all my neighbors, Citizens. I think it's Citizens Fiber. Is not too far away. Unfortunately, they're not right next door, but they're not too far away, and they're testing their gigabit service, you know, somewhere in the area. So I keep messaging them and try and talk to anyone I meet, sign up to contact them about their gigabit service, which is half of what I pay now, and is 1 gig down, 1 gig up. That would be awesome. Now I know the gigabit service hasn't worked well in like big cities. I don't live in a big city. I live near Pittsburgh, but not close enough, you know, to claim a Pittsburgh address. Holy cow, we're coming over land, guys. I live, or rather, I've seen horror stories, places with internet, but they go to they're like, oh, it's only for the wealthy people. Well, you know what, high-speed internet has only been for people who are either wealthy or people like my family, where we have 4 students in the house who do all their classes online, and we sacrifice elsewhere. You know, we have super low-cost cellular phone service. We have no cable television service. There's a lot of stuff that we do without, so that we can get the higher speed internet. So we can need it just for school. I see this. The glitching's happening. I'm gonna pause that real quick. I on my computer to do to fix it at this point, other than get forward. Yeah, as I was having over in February of 2016, I started streaming, or not streaming, but I YouTube Halo, and since then I wanted to say last September, October, I discovered One Shot Girl on YouTube. She's a streamer, plays H1Z1, PUBG, games like that. And she's super entertaining, awesome. She keeps her chat clean. Well, at least she keeps chat clean. She doesn't do gore and violence in most of her stuff. And I really just enjoyed it. It was awesome. And she has a great rapport with her community and the other people that she streams with. So I was like, well, you know what? I paused it. Oh, it froze completely? Hold on, I'm gonna pause the simulator. Silly, you didn't get back on, did you? I look green. Is it gonna make me refresh every time? That's gonna be really irritating. Okay, looks like we're back in action. A little glitchy. Yeah, okay, we're back. Anyway, when I first started, I had these same issues, because my computer hasn't changed since then. You know, my gaming rig's my gaming rig, and that's what I got. However, I started to develop started to stabilize. I had a lot of problems when I was overclocking my system, my graphics card and the CPU. That was causing all kinds of crazy issues. So I actually stopped because it would compile so many errors that it would just shut down the entire computer. But I had all these issues, and then it started to stabilize. And I almost stopped having issues entirely. It was great. Sorry guys, people keep calling me. I put it on Do Not Disturb, but if Boo calls, I want to make sure I can answer. It's always important. But I didn't have any issues, and then I had issues with welcome back. Thanks. Check out One Shot Girl. Yeah, you should definitely. I mean, if you like it, she's been playing Pugby. I haven't seen her in H1Z1 lately. I think that's because once Pugby came out and got really popular, everyone kind of just, transferred over. So I don't know if there's a big enough community in H1Z1 anymore. But so yesterday she did Pugby, then she did the Friday the 13th game, and then she did Guardians of the Galaxy 2. So I didn't watch last night, but I watch on a regular basis, or at least a semi-regular basis. But she was my inspiration for streaming. And streaming, while you can see, has its own issues, right? I get lag on my system because it taxes my system. I have upload speed issues. Sometimes everything crashes. Sometimes nobody can see anything. We don't understand why. The app doesn't load the chat, whatever. So that's just the streamer issues that exist. But it's still a lot more fun than just uploading the videos. And it's a lot less work outside of the fun. Like, I enjoyed playing Halo. I got on and I was playing with people. Now, unfortunately, I couldn't get people to consistently play with the same people, which is what I was hoping for. But that's okay. But it's just so much more fun to play while other people are around. And I really enjoy making the soundboard. I'll show you guys. I meant to show you before, and that's when I realized the thing it froze. So this is what, that button. Okay, so for you guys on YouTube, what you're seeing now, this is what Mixer.com looks like. If any of you know Microsoft, or like pay attention to Microsoft, or own an Xbox One, you'll know that Beam came out a little while ago. I learned about Beam at E3. At the E3 conference, they did an exposition on it. I forget what they call it. And I went over and I checked it out, and the community was really helpful, and I started streaming on it, and I absolutely love it. But Microsoft bought Beam from its original developers. They added co-stream, which is phenomenal. They made a lot of changes, but one of the things they did was change the name to Mixer, which I think everyone agrees was a complete and utter failure. But nonetheless, I still enjoy the platform itself. It's fabulous. And you can actually stream with up to 3 other people without having to do a lot of complicated streaming, restreaming, capturing people's cameras, putting on your screen, that kind of stuff. It's just, so this is it. Down at the bottom you see there's a hello and A2NKN button. That's arrow to the knee from Skyrim. Bullseye, ouch, failure, tried to scare me, ego stroke. So I developed all these. I went and found sounds, I named the buttons, I set their prices. The prices based on your time on Mixer, you can pay with Sparks. So you just come in, you pick one. So this one's funny. I like that one. And then the other one that I like is chant. So you can chant for me, and it's hilarious because it's like like, eat it, eat it, eat it, you suck. And I put it in there just because, you know, some people like to troll, and you can't troll me if I troll myself. I win. But yeah, I definitely recommend checking out One Shot Girl. If you guys are on Mixer, check out Sarah Foster. She's one of my moderators. She's hugely helpful, awesome person. She doesn't have a microphone. She doesn't have a camera. And she is still one of the best streamers as far as interacting with the chat in the community that I've ever seen. And that's one of the things I like about One Shot, because she interacts with everyone so much. That's what makes streaming fun for both sides. Now, unfortunately, on YouTube, you have latency issues. On the absolute best days, my latency on YouTube will be about 10 to 15 seconds. On Mixer, it's less than 2 seconds on a bad day. I mean, I've had a couple of days where they were releasing new updates and stuff, and it was 10 to 15 seconds. But I've had bad days on YouTube where the delay is more than a minute. So, I need to add a little bit more right aileron trim. So this is how airplanes work for you guys that don't know. If you set up the airplane properly, it should be pretty much hands-off. So, now granted, I didn't know about the control thing at the beginning, so that causes a problem. I'm having to force it with the trim, which is not how you would want to do. Something in an airplane. The trim is just that. It is a slight adjustment that holds constant for the duration of the flight, which can change with weather conditions and all kinds of other stuff, like wind conditions mainly. And it changes a lot when you get to... Oh, come on, don't beat it. I'm trying to check my... Yep, okay, we're good. Guys, right now, no way to hit the page. However, oh no, we're getting flagged like again, guys. I'm just gonna wait it out. There's no way to get notifications to you like there is on YouTube. So if you're on YouTube, you can just, you know, hit the little bell icon, turn on notifications so you get notified when I stream. Currently, throughout the summer, I'm streaming Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and Saturday at 9:30 a.m. Eastern Time. That's GMT -5 or GMT +5, whatever it's called. I'm pretty sure it's GMT -5. That sounds stupid, so it's probably GMT 5, and that hyphen is just a hyphen. And that's for you guys on Mixer. Of course, as I always encourage you guys to follow on both. You know, you follow on Mixer, you subscribe on YouTube. If you subscribe on YouTube, whenever I stream, and it goes live, you'll get that notification. All right, looks like it's all back. Settling out a little bit. I don't have altitude for the airport. And if I do, I'm missing it. So if you guys watching, if you guys see it, let me know. Oops. Bumped the crap out of the yoke. What I was saying before it started freezing up is if you get your airplane trimmed properly, then really, it should be hands-off. Watch out for birds. Sarah, I'm so sorry. I didn't realize that the app wasn't updating in the chat again. Sarah's awesome. If you guys like, either of you guys, okay, head over to Mixer, check her out. If you guys like stuff like Skyrim and, well, actually you, Racing Signal, you like mods, Sarah's your girl. Now she does some pretty crazy mods. Some are a little crude, but I think she has, Sarah, how many mods do you have in Fallout 4 right now? She's playing Fallout 4, or she has been for a while. And I want to say she has like almost 100 mods, or by now maybe she has over 100 mods. Alright, I'm still a little off. I'm at 147 instead of 148. Going to Paris. Sarah has a good point though. She put in the chat to watch out for birds. That is something I never ever saw in Flight Simulator X. And I don't know if we'll see it in FSW either. I'm guessing it causes major graphics issues. Plus you have to create a randomized sub-program just to determine. Oh no, that's just the lag delay. That's the lag delay, okay. I'm hoping that's the YouTube delay and the lag. Oh yeah, I have to cut my bar so I can refresh again. Looks like it might still be the lag delay. Rest assured it is running smoothly now. You know what, someday I'll have enough money that I can go replace my aging system. Probably going to wait. The earliest will probably be the end of summer, so I'm going to have to deal with some of these issues until then. Because I want the AMD Ryzen systems to get fully flushed out before I go and try to get a Ryzen system built. And this time I'm going to be using AMD Radeon graphics cards. And when I was young, I was stupid and I just said, oh, you know what, GeForce is just so much better, NVIDIA is so much better than than Radeon cards. And that's what I said Radeon cards, because I didn't know it was AMD. Because at the same time I had that screw Intel mentality, so I only ever used AMD processors. And yes, I realize that they've never been, well, I don't want to say never, because a lot of times they made huge jumps and they were right up there with the Intel processors. but for the throughout the series for i5 and i7 processors with Intel, the AMD FX processors just didn't keep up. Now the one I have here is the 8350, and it's done a phenomenal freaking job. It's got a 4 gigahertz clock, it's got 8 cores, and it costs half as much as an i5. It's phenomenal. If you want your i7, which does have better speeds, I don't know exactly what it is that makes it run just a little more smoothly. Go ahead. But I am a budget gamer. Guys, we made it! We made it! We made it! We have a ways to go, but we're 13,500 feet, and I want to drop down so I can see the town as we come in. That's my main goal, was checking out the aesthetics. So, as you can see, I cut the engine. The nose is pitching down really hard, and that's because I trimmed the airplane for like 130 knots, I think we were doing. As our cruise speed, and so it's going to pitch to maintain that. Now, yeah, I see we've gone over, and you see it's coming back up. It'll constantly stabilize. So instead, what we'll do is we will begin to retrim so that we can fly at a slower speed. What can we see from up here? I'm starting to think I should have stayed in the DFD. Here we go. Let's pause again. I'm starting to think I should have stayed 40 because I'm doing this for purposes. Would have done a better job. Just waiting out the black guys. It's a memory. Like it may actually have a memory leak. That's a possibility. I know that Firefox has a similar issue where it doesn't release the RAM properly. And right now it is using 5 up OBS. Still running at 33%, and that's too much. We need to get it down into below 30. I keep forgetting I have to adjust my camera on Fridays for the flight because I have all this space up here. But I can't put the seat up because my desk's at a fixed height and the yoke is mounted to the desk. Alright, we're down to almost 20%. Alright, looks good. Looks like we're back at it. Before I continue, I want to get stream back up and caught up as well, so that it too is not lagging. Okay guys, give me a minute. I need to go check and see who's doing what in the household, because it looks like they're overtaxing the system again. Alright, I'll let it go, but I'm willing to bet that's what's going on. I had considered, there we go, that should put me up a little higher. I had considered actually lowering it to 720p instead of 1080, but 1080 is the whole reason. It's like, you know, it's kind of the very basic standard for me. And a lot of people don't stream in 1080, and I know that, but it bothers me because I don't have any screen other than my phone that is less than 1080. So no matter what I turn on... No, I didn't. Oh... And Swifty. Get mad at YouTube. Alright, so there we go. The chat's back up for me. Should be back up in both. Stream seems to be functioning. We were working to come down. What I was saying is maybe I should have stayed the DA-40 because it's a single engine plane. You don't have the engines in the way of the view. So I'm going to start nose up trimming like crazy. That will slow down our aircraft. We'll still descend the way I want to. But we'll descend because we are going slower. Not because we're nose downing it like crazy. Oh, well, we're actually going to pass right over the airport because we are so high. So we're going to do the fun thing. You guys ready for this? This is going to sound really cool. There's the airport. Charles de Gaulle Airport. Ooh, that sounds cool. There you go. That's an airplane telling you you're stupid. I'm full forward on this yoke right now, and it won't accept that. We're actually climbing. I do want to descend. I do want to descend quickly, but I don't want to descend at 10 degrees nose down. So let's go. There we go. 5. I'm okay with 5. I prefer 2, 3. I'm okay with 5. I don't know anything about the layout of Paris, France. So, in reference to Charles de Gaulle Airport, I don't know where the Eiffel Tower would be, which is why we came to Paris. So, I'm going to drop down to probably 1,500 feet, and we'll find a nice cruise setting there. Nope. I do want to adjust that. I want to nose up pitch, but I don't want you to make everybody in the cabin sick by going up and down. So we're going to bank. That will actually help us drop because it uses some of the lift. And it'll get us turned back around toward our airport. So all I'm looking for out on the horizon here at this point is our current speed. Alright, we're still going too fast to put down flaps. I'm looking for tall buildings. That's what it comes down to. This was a lot of fun. This is the first time in any flight sim, while streaming at least, that I've actually set up a path and then actually tried to take it. I usually just, set it up and I fly around and have a good time. And when I get bored, I either just land on the road, a field, or back at the same airport. Whatever airport I happen to see. The thing may not be done yet. Huh. That is an airport, guys. It is not Charles de Gaulle. Wait. Maybe. I'm watching the distance to the airport. No. I'm not done. I have 25 more nautical miles to go. So, we're going to full power. We're going to turn back around. The full power is for speed only. I don't actually want to climb a whole lot. Actually, I should go like half speed. That way we can get that set, and it'll enable me to make a much sharper turn. That was weird. Okay, we're going across the wind, guys. Got a lot of shake going on. It's not me being crazy on the stick. That is actually wind effects in the simulator, which is good. Alright, so we're at about 1,000 feet. Oh, not again. I want to see something. Guys, I think I'm going to make a lag spike notification spike, and I'm going to get free. Whenever we start to have lag, you guys just smash the button, and that'll fix it. It doesn't seem to be a problem with OBS. My foot like that. Oh well. We are almost there. I mistook one airport for Charles de Gaulle. I don't know anything about Paris, France, other than the Eiffel Towers there, and so is the Louvre. So I actually circled around to line up for the airport, and I'm 25 nautical miles still from Charles de Gaulle Airport in Paris. So we still have to head out that way. Looks like everything is good. Going to refresh this. Unfortunately, when I refresh the stream for the restream up to YouTube, I am aware that it causes a big jump. Like I know I'm half the time I'm talking, and then it just goes to something completely different. However, I feel it's better for you guys to be as live as possible. I could just let it play out and it would eventually play through everything, but that's when we start getting a 1, 2, 3 minute delay on YouTube. I don't want that stuff. So, looks like we're back up and running. I am working on getting Charles de Gaulle. I'm working on slowing us down. much? Oh yeah, way too much. You'll see there's a lot of pipers and cubs, crap flying around the area. That happens near airports. So, let's see. Yeah, we got 23 nautical miles still to go. Pretty low. It's like 1,700 feet off the ground. We're heading off by 8 degrees. Holy cow. So it says we're running parallel. It actually, on the glass display, it looks to me like we're a little over. Oh, no, we're gonna have to add some more aileron trim. I took it off because I didn't think I needed it at that point, but apparently I do. 21 more nautical miles to go. And the good news is, because I saw the airport on the flight path, and I thought it was the landing location, that we slowed down, we dropped altitude a lot. So we're flying about 108 at 1,600 feet-ish. So that works for me. It's going to extend our flight time a little bit, but I do mean a little bit. And it'll be worth it to come in lower and be able to see see how they've done Paris. So, what do we got going on here? Second, guys, I'm just messaging Boo. Wow, we're up to 31 subscribers on YouTube. YouTube is a very slow growth medium, guys, but it's where I started with videos and streaming, and I love it. Plus, I mean, who doesn't know YouTube? I upload consistently enough. I actually come up in people's recommended feeds. When someone told me that, it blew my mind. I was like, dude, I got like 31 subscribers. I didn't even at the time. At the time, I had like 19 or 20. But apparently, you know, consistency is key. I got that from Jacksepticeye. He's like, he had said one point, if you wanted to start a channel, the key was being consistent all the time. Load on a consistent schedule. He said if you can do it once a week, do it once a week. If you can do it once a day, do it once a day, whatever. Whatever your schedule is going to be. And I wanted to do it more than once a week, but back when I was doing Halo, I really only could do it once a week. Having some trouble understanding me. we're still 15 miles out. Doing pretty good. Okay, before we do, because we can't see off the left and the right very well, I want to... SEAT? Seatbelts. No, that's not what I wanted. Pilot. Oops. Autopilot. No. HEIGHT. Nope. Well, if HE. Oh. GHT. Ascension height. Decision height. Okay. Descension height. There is a button. I thought it was Z, but that did not work. When I tried it earlier. To raise and lower the seat. Pilot seat. You know what? I'm just going to Google it because I know it'll be faster. Control Enter. Okay. I'm guessing because they made it so very relatable by using the old system. Just a moment, please, while I send one more message. Got to make sure she eats, guys. She doesn't ever eat. All right. Oh, that puts the seat back. Okay, it's Shift Enter. Shift Enter on this one. It's a little high. I like that they implemented the roof of the cabin because it would object your view of the it would obstruct your view of the sky a bit. Okay, let's pass over the river. Pretty hard bank trying to get us line back up without overshooting it before, which I did badly. Rivers look way better. Now it's all kind of muddy brown water. But that's probably more accurate than FSX's bright blue water. Come on. Figure out which way the wheels. Adjust, come on. Okay, I see stuff in the distance, guys. We are about 11 miles out. We'll be to Paris in a few minutes, basically. nautical, we're going 100 knots and it's 10 knots out, or 10 nautical miles out. So, should be 10 minutes, right? Hub. What else we have in front of us? I missed it again. Piper. Oh, it's Super Cub. Look at that, guys. That is so much better than before. Okay, I'm gonna slow down some more. Actually going to drop all of our flaps as we approach. We're going to have to let the plane settle. You add flaps, the plane wants to nosedive. So it's one of the you do to bring it down to a lower speed. Looking at it, looks like we can fly at like 60. If I get a trim for that, we'll be in awesome shape. Okay, you know what? It's kind of drifting off to the right and everything. I'm gonna let it. I don't want to go straight over the middle. We're at 700 feet, so we're pretty low. There's a chance we might hit a building. So we'll look forward to that, yeah? Power trim, pitch power trim. Need that more drastic trim effect. There we go. Holy cow. We ended up way off. Give it a little bit more power. Seem to be dropping just a little too low on speed. As it levels out, so I'm not really that concerned with landing at the airport, although yeah, if it doesn't seem like too much trouble, I'll do it. I just had to put a ton of aileron trim in there to help compensate. It still looks like it's going to go to the right, or to the left rather. Because we're going so slow, the aileron trim is significantly less effective. Does Paris have a nuclear power plant in the middle of the city? Does anybody want that there? The things are ugly and dangerous. Nice. I like it. It looks good. Come on. Gonna get the lag spike right when we get to this city. But as streamers do, we're just gonna wait it out. You wait out or play through. Now, normally at 12:30, I go from 9:30 to 12:30. Sometimes to 1 o'clock. I'm going to finish this fight and we're going to be done. Holy cow! Lots of messages from people I don't care about. Okay. Holy smoke! Soundwave. What? Soundwave went nuts. Let's make sure it's still connected, shall we? Okay, it's connected. Mama Wings just mentioned, or just messaged me. It's her birthday is coming up soon, at the end of this month. Still waiting out the lag spike, guys. The OBS is still higher than I want it to be. Everything's green, but it says the CPU usage is really high. How does it look on the restream? Alright, let's fix that. Reload the image. 112, holy cow. So many followers. You guys are awesome. I cannot thank you guys enough for being in the stream all the time, and for all of the hosts and all of the follows and all the subscription, all the subscribers. You guys are awesome. And I mean, my favorite part is when you guys are in the chat while I'm playing. So thank you, thank you, thank you so much. Are we going to crash and die? I don't remember exactly what I was doing. Fix myself. Let's level out the aircraft. Okay, I'm guessing that is actually Paris over there. The airport's here. Let's kick it over. That is definitely a nuclear power station. Flying only at about 1,000 feet, which would be ridiculous. Not necessarily in this airplane, but in general. It's never a good idea to fly that low. While you'll miss most buildings at that height, you're bound to hit every hill and mountain you come across. The elevation can change such a short time span. Even this part of France, which looks, you know, relatively flat, relatively even, it's just not. And may have actually added enough aileron trim to represent level flight, or maybe even too much. It back over a little bit and see what happens. Okay, it's still going to the right quite a bit. has to be enough to counteract the effects of the left pull. There's an airport here too on the right, it looks like. It's definitely an airport. I wonder what airport that was. But we came here for one thing, didn't we? Well, I did. I came here for one thing. That one thing was the Eiffel Tower. So I'm hoping it's... Maybe we'll just circle around, land at this. Well, if I don't land at the airport I indicated, then it's going to give me that failure notice and I'm going to be irritated. So is that the Eiffel Tower off to the right hand side? Or are we just not close enough for it to have loaded properly? I'm pretty sure that's the Eiffel Tower off over there. It's got a very Eiffel Tower-esque shape. So we're going to bank to the right a little bit, see if we can line up for that. That's why I came here. So we're only flying around 80 knots, which is nice and slow. That may be the high end for some planes, like, you know, Cessna 172 Skyhawk and stuff like that. I'm sure they can go a little bit faster than that, but I think their cruise speed is around 75 knots. People are like, oh, well, that's so slow, you know, the same amount of time as in a car. Yeah, except for when you account for the fact that you can usually make a lot less turns in an airplane. By a lot less, there are, of course, I'm not stupid, you know, fly zones around airports and stuff, and minimum altitudes, maximum altitudes, different class airspace, especially around airports and cities. So I'm gonna bank over to the left a little bit because I think all of that extra aileron trim I put on, yeah, it's pulling hard. I took off one notch of it. I put on like 12. Taking off one. Guys, this looks so great. Again, I know I'm kind of gushing over it, but the graphics quality is gorgeous. And the 3D environment is just really selling it for me. Oh my god. Getting a little bit of lag, but I think it's just frame rate drop. I don't think it's actual computer lag. I did not realize that Paris was such a large city. It reminds me a lot of Los Angeles. For those of you who are not in the United States or just don't know, Los Angeles is the largest city in the United States, but that is based on square miles, acreage, whatever, however you want to measure. I love these buildings. What is that? Who came up with the idea of making all those buildings like that? Was this just a space maximization thing? Were courtyards, is that an incredibly popular thing in France or in Paris or in the time when the buildings were built? Where did that come from? Because it's cool. However, population-wise, it is not the largest city in America. I believe that's New York City. It's got like 5 million people in it, which is like the population of Ireland, I think Jack said once. Why are we speeding up? I could put that back a little bit. We're pitching picking up a lot. Wouldn't want that. Alright, so that was definitely the Eiffel Tower we saw. And because we flew over the airport, I now have no idea where it is. Because it doesn't give me a glass display, plots your path from your departure through your checkpoints to your destination. It does not update via your position. Now, looking at the glass display on the left, I believe, now I could be wrong, I believe the green arrow indicates the direction of your destination. Oh guys, this looks so great. Fantastic. Good job. Dovetail, man. Good job. And I'd love, send me a message or post it on the channel or something. I would love to know how you guys generated, especially the big cities. Did you have, I mean, did you custom make the Eiffel Tower? Is it based on Google Maps scans kind of thing? And, you know, you created an algorithm to generate that in the world? I would love to know how this was accomplished. I mean, we've been flying over Paris for a while now. Paris is enormous. And you know, me and everybody else think Paris is this 2-mile stretch that includes the Eiffel Tower, the river, and any restaurants and boutiques that might be nearby. And I apologize for that, but I've never been. Oh, that is so cool. Here at night would probably be awesome. Could do the same thing. Maybe we'll do a nighttime flyover of Las Vegas to see the strip at night. That is awesome. I somehow doubt, however, that's what the land around the Eiffel Tower looks like. I'm pretty sure it's a park. Second. There it is. That is truly awesome. What's funny is I had adjusted the trim so it could bang left again. So that we would circle around it a little bit, but I didn't do it enough apparently. Let's see. Alright, so yeah, I made it to the destination, so it's not updating for me any longer. So we're going to turn around, we're going to try and find an airport, and we're going to land. Keep it nice and slow, because trying to speed up to get back and find an airport is not going to work. You know what's over here? Over here is a lot of airplanes, so we're going to fly out that direction, and hopefully we will find both airports. Now, we flew over one that was really close, and I think I can even see it to a certain extent off to the left. And then out there where that Piper Super Cub is, I think is likely where 7 nautical miles. These ones in here are not quite as far, 5 to 7. Okay, so if you guys are wondering, I was trying to get as slow as possible before. I gotta manhandle this back over. So I put the flaps down. But it seemed to me like it wasn't working properly, so I just hit it again. And I had more flaps that I could go. And that's why we just dropped from 80 to 75. Stop it. An airport in front of us that I see. It is not Charles de Gaulle because it would still have the magenta marker on it, so there's 3.5 nautical miles away. These are 2.5. Is there a map I can look at? What's this do? I want to see a map. Oh, none of these buttons work. I want to see a map. Oh, wait. There we are. Okay, so zoom in for me. Okay, I am headed the wrong way. I am headed towards 2 airports, but I need to turn a lot. Okay. Since this thing likes to go left, we're gonna go left. Go left like crazy. I'm going to pause it one more time because what I didn't do was look at the... Okay, orientation is north, so we're almost there. I could probably start coming out of it. out of the turn. Oh wow, you can get in there. That's crazy. Can I turn these on and off? No? What's this? Oh. Alright, so we're practically headed the right direction already. No, 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 don't quit. I'm gonna save that. I don't know. Yes, overwrite it. I don't know if it's saving the data, like fly from here to here, all on this path, or if it's saving the actual flight. So, let's get out of our bank, because we were pretty darn close. Nose down a bit. So much aileron trim in here, it's getting even with me now. Let's get this done. There we go. That ought to fix it. Not on the glass navigation display just yet. Something else I didn't think of is that I actually checked to make sure that was my airplane's indicator and not just another aircraft in the area. I assume it's mine. In fact, I'm 90% sure it is. Guys, I hope you guys in the chats and whatnot are not having a problem. I'll reload. My stream video is working, but it's not working on YouTube, so... Okay, looks like we're good. Looks like we're good. Banking off again, huh? We don't want that. Alright, so we've been drifting quite a bit. We're going to... Yeah, awesome. We're going to check the map since apparently I don't have a kneeboard that'll let me view it. Okay, so it says we're headed in the correct direction. We just have a long frickin' way to go. Works for me. Off we go. I need to fix my WingsOverEden thing underneath my beautifully glorious face, because it looks fuzzy to me. I just took off 4 ticks of right aileron trim so that it would stop for correcting, and it's still overcorrecting. For instance, I know I should not be headed towards this nuclear power plant. Also, out to my left here on the navigation display, I see the second small airport that I had flown over on the way here. I mean, look at this. Paris is cool, man. Not a transport flight, this was a sightseeing flight, which is why I'm not worried about the fact that it took us way longer than it should have to get it done. We are so low, those buildings are really close. What is that supposed to be? Please tell me they don't just have the one random building that's incredibly tall. I guess maybe it's close enough to everything else, it doesn't matter. This is where we talk about flying too low. Below that 1,000 feet where I said you would miss most buildings, I was very clearly wrong. There's a chance we're going to hit a building. Right now what you're seeing is not... It's lag on my system. Oh my god, are we gonna hit? We made it all this way and we hit now. I'm gonna be so irritated. Fingers crossed. Oh, we did! We hit! And that's exactly what would happen. So you hit the antenna on top of a very tall building. It gets lodged in the engine of the plane and you just get instantly frozen in space. That is the perfect ending to that flight. I love it. It was perfect. It was ridiculous. We got to check out London, which looked awesome. They did an awesome job on Paris. The Eiffel Tower looked phenomenal. Needs a little work. Obviously, there wasn't the gardens and stuff that I often see in movies that are shot in Paris. So, unless they, you know, CG that stuff in. Again, I wouldn't know because I've never been there. So we'll have to change that at some point. I like the free flight mode. There are lessons. I did some of them. We are going to do one more thing before we stop for today, and that is go to Monterey Airport, line up on the runway, hit that center button, and see if that fixes our insane issues. With the pull and the drag and the, well, not the drag, but the constant pull to the left. Almost unloading. All I got's a loading symbol. Loading, loading, loading. I need another dynamite. There we go. Okay. So I hope somewhere... Yes, I want to exit this flight. Yes, I know. I'm aware that I failed. I did crash into a building after all. That tends to be viewed as a failure by those of us who flight sim. It actually looks like not all of those buttons are useless. So what's this button? Connecting to Steam. Oh, there's servers and crap. I didn't realize that. That's a multiplayer button. I'm a doof. Dovetail live, free flight, training, missions, Pilot profile settings and home. Well, that's cool. I only saw, what, 2 servers? Can I make my own? I think I can. I think if I just start typing... No, I can't. Oh yeah, create server right there. Boom. And I can get on my friends list, invite all my friends to play, because it's Steam. That's really cool. I think we'll check that out next Monday. We'll either create a server or we'll join one that's already going on. But for now, we're going to go for the DA40 Diamond Star. I clicked you. Load, thank you. We're going to go with, it really doesn't matter. Major Thunderstorm. Because like I said, it doesn't even matter. We're not going to do anything. And we're going to go to KMRY. And we're going to end at KMRY. There we go. See, take off and land KMRY. Confirm. Start. This has one function only, and that's to see if 5 will recenter the controls. Because if that doesn't work, I don't know what to do. But the post I saw, like I said, it was like 8 years old. It did say you had to do it before every flight. So, and that would be good. Otherwise, like my trim settings are massively screwed up right now. But I did notice that number 5 centered my view on my seat. So I may actually have to turn off numlock. I bet that's it. Have to turn off numlock, I bet. Numlock on is probably view only. I feel so silly now. So what I'll do is we're just going to start it. And I'm going to give it a little bit of gas and see if it starts turning. And assuming it does, and I believe it will, then I'm going to reduce throttle to idle, brake until the vehicle stops, and then I'm going to center my controls and go from there. I won't even do that. I'm just going to center the controls and do a full throttle. Oh no. So Alt Enter, I don't know what it did, but it didn't do what I thought it might. What the heck? Nothing? Okay, it did nothing. Alright, so if I do that, it recenters the view on the seat. And I'm thinking, if I turn off numlock, I bet that just did it. So I turn off numlock and I hit the key. See what happens. Crash. This could be a very short flight. Boom. Okay, well that didn't work the way I hoped. So I'll look into that more, guys. Hopefully I'll have a solution. Yes, I wanted to end the flight. Yes, I'm aware I did not land, or are you aware I did not take off? Apparently it's not aware that I even took off. Or the fact that I didn't take off, rather. What the heck? Weirdness. So that is it for today. We had a nice long stream. I had a lot of fun. Like, a lot of fun with that. That was great. So I hope you guys had fun as well. As always, thank you so much for coming out. Thank you for all the follows, all the hosts, all the subscriptions. You guys are awesome. And I will see you guys all tomorrow. Luna and I will be streaming something. We have been doing Don't Starve, but I've really been wanting to play some zombie games. We'll see. But Luna and I will be here at 9:30 a.m. tomorrow. We'll see you then. Remember, you're only playing the game wrong if you're not having fun. See you later, guys.